sometimes where they can ask questions like vitamin dry. What are the two vitamins affect on dryness in skin care? What kind deficiency of which vitamin skin? Then vitamin A and B both, right? Like that kind of questions are someone in Danata normally they not given any mixed questions. Mixed color then but that kind of questions also can ask from here. Vitamin C is scurvy disease. Remember scurvy. Scurvy also relate with weakening of gum and internal bleeding. And vitamin D for what? Vitamin D bones. Vitamin D relate with always bones, right? Again, bones because the vitamin D control the absorption of calcium, right? Calcium mainly bones වල තියෙන්නේ. Calcium absorption එක main control කරන්නේ vitamin D, right? The vitamin D deficiency means it for causing deformities of bones. Adult diagram, especially osteoporosis like conditions can come with vitamin D deficiencies. ඔය බැලුවොත් osteoporosis තියෙන patient කෙනෙක්ගේ එයාගේ drugs වල medicine list එකේ vitamin D also there. And like normal teenagers and like uh, normal 30 to 40 like people having rickets කියලා disease එක මේක ගන්න ගොඩක් වෙලා teenagers ලගේ එයාලගේ deforming of bones we called as rickets rickets adults ලගේ mainly ගන්න osteoporosis osteoporosis so දෙකම මතක තියාගන්න osteoporosis is they not mentioning here but can ask, right? Vitamin E affect for premature births and weakness in cell division. Vitamin K delays blood clotting. ඒක මතක තියාගන්න මේ can ask. ඒ කියන්නේ අර ටිකක් අපිට calculation එකක් නම් easily we can get, but this kind of thing you need that exact memory. Okay, then next question. 23rd. Which of the following statements is false regarding photosynthesis? First one, photosynthesis can be done artificially. Can be done artificially. No, right? We can't do photosynthesis artificially. It's very complex process. I don't know in the future we can do photosynthesis, but still we can't. Photosynthesis පුළුවන් වුණා නම් like people are not going to grow plants and like reforesting campaigns තියෙනවානේ forest එහෙම අලුතෙන් හදන ඒ වගේ campaigns යන්නේ mainly to මේ photosynthesis is essential නේ. That's to photosynthesis people tend to go that reforesting like activities, but if photosynthesis we can do artificially, then people not going for that kind of activities. Like මොකද කෑම ගන්න එක food නේ main target එක photosynthesis වල. ඔය pollination එහෙමත් very important thing. Pollination එහෙම reduce වුණොත් ඔය babies ලගෙන් තව insects ලගෙන් වෙන pollination delay reduce වුණොත් එහෙම it severely affect photosynthesis also. ඒකත් ඔය බලන්න ඔය මේ ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් channels වල මේ ගැන කතා වෙනවා මොකද අර ඉන්සෙක්ට් ලගේ population මේ density එකත් ගොඩක් අඩු වෙනවා දැන් එන්නේ. ඒතකොට ඒක can affect photosynthesis. Anyway, photosynthesis can't be done in artificial, right? It's for 23 question here. First one false. Second answer got solar energy is converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. It is correct. Oxygen gas is produced as a byproduct of photosynthesis. It is also byproduct of photosynthesis. It is also correct. What is the main product? That is glucose. Right? Glucose is the main product. Fourth one, glucose produced during photosynthesis temporarily stored in plant leaves as starch. Yeah, temporary stored in plant leaves as starch, but when they transport this glucose, it converts into what? Phloem tissue එක transport කරන්නේ what is the form?
Food.
No, then temporary stored in leaves
Mm.
as starch, but then when they transport inside a phloem tissue, it converts into sucrose, right? Sucrose. අපි කියනවා phloem sap කියලා එකට. This word in the first lesson එකේ තියෙනවා phloem sap. Sucrose විදියට තමයි transport කරන්නේ. After the transporting mechanism, after the transportation, it again converts into starch. Again convert into starch. So the glucose first they produce. Glucose first they produce, and it converts temporary into starch. This is temporary. Starch again converts into sucrose for transporting, and then again starch permanent. Right? එතකොට ඔය sequence එක අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන් glucose temporary as starch in leaves, then phloem tissue as sucrose, phloem tissue temporary store කරන leaves වල, and permanently in fruits, sometimes stems වල වෙන්න පුළුවන්, sometimes roots. විදිහට අපිට short note එකක් හදාගන්න පුළුවන් how photosynthesis after the photosynthesis how glucose convert into other molecules, right? Clear?
Yes.
Then we'll move to next. Twenty fourth, 24th. What are the four main parts of a flower?
Androgen and gy-
Androsium, gynosium, and what else? Other two? Other two? Hello?
ovary and stigma.
No, I'm asking what are the four main parts of a flower? Four principal parts කියලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. What are those four parts?
Calyx,
Calyx,
corolla,
corolla,
stamen and pistil.
androsium and gynosium. Androsium තමයි commonly we called as stamen, gynosium pistil. That common terms. Calyx and corolla is there. Other two principal parts. So gynosium contains four main parts. Sorry, three. See, what are three? From the top, stigma, then style, and finally ovary. Inside the ovary, ovals, we can see, right? Ovules, right? Stigma, style, and ovary. So those are the three main parts of gynosium. And androsium, and antridium කියලා sometimes spell androsium. What are the two main parts? Anther and filament.
Filament.
Parts you have to remember, right? Main parts. Okay. So question asks, they asked to name me. select the option which gives two parts belong to gynosium and androsium respectively. Gynosium එකට we can get A and E නේ. So the A, yeah, E not mentioned here as first one. So first and third answer can get and androsium C නේ. C, yeah, and third. තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. So then first one is the answer A and C. A and C. Okay. So 25th then. 25th නම් I think I didn't mark on your paper නේ.
Yes.
25th කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
No, sir.
No, right? So make a theory part එක will come with the next week, last week අපිට කරන්න ඕනේ. Mostly, yeah. Sometime Wednesday we can start this lesson. Heat part 2 book first lesson එක. But this is like common sense වලිනුත් පුළුවන්. Like whether in cold, hot. Anyway, we'll do that later. 26th. Consider the following statements made by a student. Cinnamon oil can be extracted from cinnamon leaves by using steam distillation. It is correct, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Extracting cinnamon oil, we use steam distillation. So steam distillation we use for that. Why we use steam distillation? Because otherwise, if we use other distillation methods, some important components can be destroyed, right? Can be destroyed in high temperatures. So we always need to maintain 100 Celsius here. We know steam always having 100 Celsius. So that's why we use steam to here. Then normally cinnamon oil can we mix cinnamon leaves with water. So then what happened? That the boiling point of cinnamon oil goes down. නේ ඒ mention කරලා තියෙනවා book එකේ හිටියු මතක නම් කියවන්න. Cinnamon oil when we mix cinnamon leaves when we mix with water, what happened? Where boiling point goes down, it goes under 100. So then when we add steam, we can easily separate cinnamon oil, right? Cinnamon oil gas vapor we can separate. B, petrol can be obtained from crude oil by using fractional distillation. It is also correct, right? Fractional distillation we use for refining crude oil. Petrol is one output from there. So fractional distillation, why we use fractional distillation? What is the main target? If we have multiple volatile components in a mixture, so we have to use fractional distillation, right? The volatile එකකුයි non-volatile එකකුයි තියෙනවා නම් there is no issue, we can use simple distillation. But multiple components multiple volatile components we have to use fractional distillation. And also there is some other thing also, some important thing mentioned there. For volatile components අතර considerable changes in change in the boiling point. Boiling point අතර gap එක හොඳට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ petrol, I don't remember the exact values. Petrol වල think like 200 Celsius කියලා melting point boiling point එක. Diesel වල 300 වගේ. It's considerable gap එකක් create තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Otherwise we can't separate it easily, right? That is need for fractional distillation. Some are volatile components mixtures we can't use fractional distillation because there is no considerable gap between the boiling points of each and every component. ඒකත් මතක තියාගන්න. ඒකේ තියෙන main point එකක් highlight කරලා තියාගත්තත් කමක් නැහැ. And C, distilled water can be obtained from well water by using simple distillation. That is also correct, right? So all A, B, and C are true. What is the special device we use in simple distillation? Simple and steam both
Leading
we use.
condenser.
Liebig condenser, right? එකක් මතක තියෙනවා Liebig condenser. So මේ Liebig condenser we use for distillation. Right. 27. Which of the following reactions is a neutralization reaction?
Third one.
Third one, right? Easily. Sodium hydroxide plus HCl, strong acid and a strong base. So it form neutral salt, pH 7 salt and H2. 28. 28. Let's see. 28. M2CO3 they given. So M2CO3 they given, but they ask valency of no chemical formula of MCl. MCl chemical formula එක අහන්න. So M2CO3 we have to go reverse engineering කියන්නේ decode පිටිපස්සට යන්න. Then මෙතන combine වෙලා තියෙන්නේ M and CO3 2 minus. Right? CO3 2 minus means what is the ion? Carbonate ion. Carbonate ion. So then M වල valence එක කීයද? දැන් carbonate වල නම් 2. M වල valence should be 1, right? Should be 1. Because M2CO3. So that's why we get M valence is 1. CO3 anyway it's 2. Okay, then here M1 Cl1. Clear නැත්තම් අහන්න. So MCl comes. Right? Then make it brackets නෑ කියන්නේ. Here there is no brackets which means like M වල 1 තමයි. Right? එහෙමත් identify කරන්න පුළුවන් if you have good practice without going into much detail. Quickly you can identify that. Wait. දැන් අඳුලෙන් විතරයි වගේනේ. අපි එහෙමවත් බලමු මේක ඩිස්කස් කරලා නවත්තමු නැත්තම් 2017 එක ඩිස්කස් කරොත් මට වෙන්නේ දැන් අනිත් අයට වෙනම ආයෙ කරන්න. හරි. Clear නේ? It is correct or wrong? I think correct.
Yes.
You answer? Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Then next one. Next one, what they ask. 29th. What is the number of oxygen atoms in 22 grams of carbon dioxide gas? Oxygen atoms in 22 grams of carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide. First thing is we have to find out the carbon dioxide relative molecular mass. Carbon 12 and 32, carbon 44 grams, right? 44 is the relative molecular mass, so we get gram value of that, right? So then this is equal for 1 mole of carbon dioxide, right? And also, this is equal for 6.22 10 to the power 23 carbon dioxide molecules. If you write this complete thing, like three columns structure එකක් මම මේකට introduce කරන්නේ, like first you need to write the gram value, then mole, how many moles there, and how many molecules there. එතකොට 1 mole of carbon dioxide contain how many oxygen? How many oxygen here?
16.
2 moles, right? In a 1 mole of carbon dioxide, oxygen contains 2 moles, carbon 1 mole, right? නෝක ගන්න විදිහත් හරියට දැනගෙන ඕනේ. In a 1 mole of carbon dioxide, it contains carbon 1 mole, oxygen 2 moles, right? So then, in this question, they ask what? 22 grams of carbon dioxide gram. Oxygen atom count එක නෙහන්නේ. Right. So in 22 grams of carbon dioxide, how many carbon dioxide moles here? මේකේ half නේ. half නේ දෙකනේ. දෙකෙන් බෙදලානේ තියෙන්නේ. division එකක් තියෙන්නේ. So here also we need to divide by 2, which means 0.5 moles, right? 0.5 moles. Here also, what happened? Molecule count 3.022 10 to the power 23, half now, right? But in 0.5 moles, how many oxygen moles? 1 mole, right? Oxygen විතරක් ගත්තොත් 1 mole. Which means like again we need to multiply by 2. And this side also we need to multiply by 2. Right? එතකොට අර same value එකම තමයි එන්නේ 6.022 10 to the power 23. මොකද 1 carbon dioxide, 1 mole of carbon dioxide contain 2 moles of oxygen atoms නිසා we need 0.5 moles වුණාම ඒක 2 වලින් multiply වුණාම again come 1 mole කියලා 1 moles. So then atom count එක 6.022 10 to the power 23. Correct ද වගේ? Wrong. Hello.
Correct, sir.
Correct.
Is it
Good.
for ton?
Answer is no. Answer is not fourth one. Answer is second one.
No.
ඔයා fourth එක හෙව්වේ?
Yes, sir.
fourth incorrect. Fourth වල තියෙන්නේ 22 into 6.02 to 10 to the power 20. It is wrong. දැන් මෙතන ඔයා බලන්න 44 grams carbon dioxide, 44 grams වල 1 mole of carbon dioxide. And how many molecules? 6.02 to 10 to the power 23. That's Avogadro constant. In 22 grams of carbon dioxide contains 0.5 moles of carbon dioxide. හැබැයි 0.5 moles වුණාට carbon dioxide oxygen එකේ double තියෙනවනේ. ඒ නිසා we have to multiply by 2. Same thing happens in molecule count also. 3.02 to 10 to the power 23 තමයි molecule count එක. But when it comes to oxygen count, we need to multiply it by 2. Then again, it's 6 point. මෙතන එන්නේ කියලා 6.022 10 to the power 23. Right? Oxygen atom count is oxygen atoms. හරි. ඔක ලියා ගන්න ඕන මේ මොකද මේක හදන විදිය exam එක ලං වෙලා හරි ආයි බලන්න ඕන උනොත් will be important. මොකද මම ඔය මේ structure එක තමයි more every time we use. ඔයාලට දැන් ඉස්සරහදී කරන්න අර බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ same structure I use for all the MCQ and essay questions. We have to write it line by line, but for MCQs this method very easy. අර practice නැති ඉඳ අමාරු වගේ පෙනෙයි, but when you practice this very easy පැටලෙන්නේ නැත්තම් ඔක වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද අපිට පැටලෙනවනේ හදන විදිහ. But this method we can use easily and accurately. Right? අර ටිකක් දිග වගේ පෙවුනට accurate හදන්න පුළුවන්. සමහර ළමයි අර ඉතින් හදන්න යනවා. But question is wrong. Answer is wrong. Sorry. Question. ලිව්වද හරිද? 30 එකට යන්නද?
Okay.
30. Three properties of particular element are given below. Occurs in crystalline form and as well as amorphous form. Amorphous means what? Non-crystalline, right? Which means like this, don't have like exact shape එකක් නැහැ කියන එක තමයි amorphous කියන්නේ. Insoluble in water but very soluble in carbon disulfide. CS2 can carbon disulfide, right? Carbon disulfide solvent. Burns with a blue flame in water. I think you guys can easily identify with third point, blue flame of water.
Sulfur.
Yeah, sulfur. Sulfur having crystalline form and amorphous form both. Sulfur. Right. The fourth answer, 31. The limiting frictional force between two objects with rough surfaces in contact depends on what are the two factors affecting on limiting frictional force? Nature of the contact surfaces and
and the area of
no. Area එක affect වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැමදාම කට්ටිය වරක්. Area of the contact surface doesn't affect. What is the factor affecting limiting frictional force? Normal reaction, right? Normal reaction means what? Or ground reaction කියලා කියනවා. Weight එක තියෙනවනේ ඔහොම W. So opposite to weight, ground reaction force or the normal reaction force may comes, right? So this is equal for weight. Then make a 10 Newton now. R also 10 Newton. Right? ඔක අහලා තිබ්බ මම හිතන්නේ past paper එක. May is also 10 Newton. So ඔය R වෙනස් වෙනවල් තියෙනවා but that is not in your syllabus. Grade 11 වලට නෑ ඒක. A levels වලදී කරයි. නැත්නම් වට හිතනවා නෑ W නෝගෙන R ගත්තේ කියලා. R ගන්න ස්පෙෂල් රීසන් එකක් තියෙනවා මොකද ඔයාලට තියෙන වට වඩා කම්ප්ලෙක්ස් ඒ වෙනවනේ A levels වලදී ඒකට R change වෙනවා but for your questions W is equal for R. Another thing is contact surface. Whether it's a rough surface or smooth surface. Area එක affect වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ ගොඩාක් ළමයි වරද්දනවා area කියලා දාලා. Area doesn't have it. So second one is the answer. Right? Okay. 32. 32 වලට යමු. 32. The gravitational acceleration on the moon is 1/6 that of the Earth. If the gravitational acceleration on the Earth is 10 ms minus 2, what would be the weight of an astronaut of mass 60 kilograms on the moon? හරි යාගේ mass එක 60 kilograms නේ. හරි. එතකොට they ask what is the weight නේ. ඒතර 1/6 කියන්නේ 10 divide by 10 ඔන්න ඕකෙන් තමයි multiply වෙන්නේ. කියන්නේ gravitational accelerate earth එකේ gravity එකට වඩා මේ 1/6 amount එකක් තමයි moon එකේ gravity. ඒතර 6 10 divided by 6 so then it comes
100 Newton.
100. 33rd, the mole fraction of sodium hydroxide, small fraction of sodium hydroxide in a solution form when 2 moles of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 10 moles of water is sodium hydroxide mole fraction. එතකොට sodium hydroxide නේ solute එක. solute. එතකොට solute divide by solute plus solvent නේ.
Solve.
So solute 2 moles divide by 2 plus 10.
12.
2 1 divided by 6. Because in some questions they ask sodium hydroxide mole fraction නෙමෙයි mole fraction of water අහනවා. Normally මේ western province paper එක තිබ්බා. Sometimes you will meet future මේ ඒකේ අහලා තිබ්බේ මෙහෙම question එකක් දීලා what is the mole fraction of water කියන. ඒතකොට අර අපි practice එකෙන් නිකන් generally අහන්නේ කොහොමද solute එකේ mole fraction. නිසා අපි මේ විදිහටම හදනවා but it's wrong. They ask mole fraction of water. Right? එතකොට එන්නේ මේකේ opposite එක. හරි. බලලා තියන්න. Then 34th you can't do. 35th වල what is the current I produced by the cell? So first thing is you need to find the resultant what
Resistance.
we have to find. Okay? 1R R2. So make it simply 18 divided by 2. So 9 right? So V equals IR, then we need to apply. V is 6 volt. I to find R 9. So 6 divided by 9. So 2 divided by 3 amperes. Right? 36 we can't do yet. 37, what is the answer? Resultant force 10 Newton. X Newton. What happened? What is the value of X? Can be 25 නේ. මේක opposite නේ. කියන්නේ මේක subtraction නෙවෙන්නේ. 25 divide may subtract 15, then resultant force 10. Right direction. Right. 38 1. Which of the following statement is false regarding the motion of the child in the given time? The child has moved at a uniform velocity in the first 3 seconds. Just see the first 3 seconds. 2 by 2 it's increasing. Displacement 2 by 2 increase වෙනවා. Which means displacement over time නේ අපි velocity කියන්නේ. velocity එක same නේ. Like always displacement change වෙලා තියෙන change of displacement same now over time, which means that is uniform velocity. Then first one correct. Second one, total time that the child remained at rest is 5 seconds. Total time that child remained at rest. ඔතන calculate කරලා බලන්න. එයා 6 වල ඉන්නවනේ 3 5 and 3 4 and 5 seconds වල එයාගේ displacement එක 6 මයි. ඒ කියන්නේ එයා rest කරලා ඉන්නේ. හැබැයි ඊට පස්සේ 6 second එකට යද්දි එයා 8 වලට move වෙනවා. කියන්නේ 2 meters එයා move වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒතකොට අපිට ඒක resting කියන්න බෑ. 6 වල එයා නැවතිලා ඉන්නවා. හරි. 6 වල අර 8 කියලා එක තැන් දෙක තියෙනවා. එතන හරි. එතන again he is resting but 6 වල ඉන්නේ only 3 seconds. හරි. එතකොට මේ 5 seconds කියන්න බෑ. That is wrong. Right. Then That is wrong. False one is that. Third one, the child has returned to the starting point. Yeah, because displacement zero. Ne? Displacement first got zero, last got zero, which means like he's come returned to the starting point. Total distance that the child has moved is 16 meters. Yeah, that is correct. Because the 8 meters the total displacement when the 8 meters will again he comes into zero, which means altogether it's a 16 meters. Right? 16 meters. 39. That is correct or wrong?
Uh, I put the answer that third one. The child has returned to the starting
Um,
point.
that is wrong. Okay, then chart again the displacement over time. මෙහෙම යා first 3 seconds move වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ first 3 ඉන්නවා ඔහොම displacements එකක් නැහැ. 6 වල නැවතිලා ඉන්නේ. හරි. 3 seconds ඔහොම ඉඳලා again 8 වලට යනවා. 8 වල පොඩි කාලයක් ඉන්නවා 2 seconds වගේ. And then again come back into 0. So displacement එක ගත්තොත් 0, which means he comes back. ඉතින් ඔයා ඉස්සරහට ගියා ආයෙ පස්සට ආවිය. The displacement is 0. හරි. ඔය වගේ වාට ටිකක් හොඳට first read thoroughly and then answer because 38 නේ. 38 වගේ එකක් ටිකක් බලලා මේ they asked to think more. Normally 30 to 40 වගේ යද්දි ටිකක් හොඳට කියවලා කරන්න. මොකද මේ ටිකක් hard, some questions are hard. එමේ easy question තියෙන 37 වගේ එකක් easy.